Hello and welcome to this video on how to write a good Oxbridge medical personal statement. My name is George and I'm currently in my final year of studying medicine in Cambridge. Now if you're watching this video, you're probably taking the first exciting step towards applying to Oxbridge. Today I'll be showing you step by step through the personal statement drafting process, including sharing some of my personal top tips on writing a medical personal statement for Oxbridge. So let's get started. The first part of drafting a successful personal statement is to plan. Remember that the personal statement you write has to appeal to all the universities you apply to, since you don't get to tailor it for individual universities. As such, it's a good idea to go through each university's prospectus documents. When you do this, highlight any key skills that they mention for your course. For medicine, these are typically the softer skills, like communication, teamwork, and integrity. However, they also may include more technical skills, like good numerical reasoning, for example. To develop your bank of sought-after attributes further, I would further recommend reading the General Medical Council Outcomes for Graduates document. This document essentially summarises the skills that the medical school will be trying to teach you during the course, so showing that you have a good foundation to build from is key. So now you've got a long list of these important skills. What do you do next? Well, my advice would be to start grouping them. For example, teamwork and leadership often go hand in hand. Likewise, good analytical skills are often not too divorced from good problem-solving abilities. You should proceed to trying to match these groups of skills to key examples within your own experience. Perhaps you felt that the voluntary work at the care home really helped to develop your communication skills, for example. That's fantastic. Now try and link in another skill that it taught you as well. This way, a single experience suddenly demonstrates several key traits. If you're stuck for ideas, try brainstorming all the different things that you've done in life up until this point. You won't be able to include all of your achievements, but it's a good idea to have a list of everything, because sometimes you'll remember new things and worthwhile achievements along the way of creating the list. Phew, okay, we're all planned out, now on to the dreaded period of writing the personal statement. Often, the hardest parts of writing a personal statement are the introduction and the conclusion. These tend also to be the cringiest, and believe me, when you arrive at university, older students will love to pull out your personal statement as a way of making a friendly joke and making friends during the university initial period. My advice would be to leave these sections until the end, as you can waste a lot of time procrastinating over these details. Instead, focus on the inner sections. There is no magic formula to writing a personal statement, and to some extent it should be designed in a way that you feel best conveys your personality and application in general. As a result, every personal statement is different, and that's a good thing. Try to avoid comparing yours with your friends who may also be applying. That being said, there are several things that you want to include within any good medical personal statement. Good paragraph ideas include a section on your voluntary work, a section on your medical work experience, a section on maybe your academic reading or experiences outside the classroom, and a section on fun extracurriculars. For Oxbridge, unfortunately they'd rather hear less about your coveted bronze D of E and more about your voluntary work and interest in the medical field. That means that you should try and leave the fun extracurricular activities until last and use the majority of the personal statement showcasing your intellectual curiosity and problem-solving skills. Structure each section around those key skills you found whilst planning. Prioritise experiences and achievements which are unique, as well as these will help you standing out from the crowd. Likewise, competitive achievements, for example being awarded first place in a medical essay competition, will shine brighter than awards or experiences where you simply attended or participated. Importantly, remember that Oxbridge already has an idea about your academic success in school. This means that you're wasting your words if you start discussing your high grades. Unfortunately, everyone will have these. Make your application unique by bringing out that sentimental or educational voluntary experience which only you will have. Now, it's okay if the first draft is a garbled mess. I made a total of 15 drafts during my personal statement writing process. The goal is simply to start. Once you've completed your inner section, reread over what you've written, And watch out for passive sentence structures. For example, if describing a lecture you attended, don't say something like, "I watched a lecture and found the points that the lecturer raised interesting." Instead, replace it with, "I organised a group trip to a lecture and afterwards researched deeper into the points raised." Try to be active and engaging in the way you write. The second red flag to look out for are those experiences which are so complicated that it takes several sentences to even describe them. Adopt the STAR framework when discussing experiences. This stands for situation, what was the setting, task, what was the challenge, action, how did you overcome that challenge, result, what was the success, and reflection, how does this make you a better student? If you find that you're taking up several lines outlining the situation, then either simplify the experience by leaving out some unnecessary details, or scrap the entire experience and use a more simple one to demonstrate the same skill. Remember that for Oxbridge, they want you to focus on the result and the reflection parts of any experience the most. Now that's a lot to take in. Let's quickly recap. First, plan your personal statement by linking key experiences to key skills. Second, write about these key skills and experiences in an active way using the STAR framework. Third, prioritize those experiences with competitive or unique edges. Finally, all that's left to do is to tackle the introduction and the conclusion. Before diving into the introduction, really reflect on why you want to do medicine. Be honest with yourself. It doesn't always have to be about helping people. Now you have your driver, try and weave it into a catchy and punchy opening sentence. Develop on it slightly and then link it to your first paragraph, which could be maybe about your voluntary work. When writing the conclusion, on the other hand, try to summarise 3 major skills that you have and that you want to communicate to the admissions team, before finishing on an optimistic note about becoming a doctor. With these 2 parts of the personal statement, try to avoid cliches as much as possible. For example, it's unlikely that your uncle developing a cold when you were 11 really opened your eyes to the world of medicine. Similarly, whilst you may feel that you've achieved a lot, be humble and don't over-glorify details like maybe going to a state school or getting really good grades. Again, the majority of applicants will have a similar story. Make your personal statement your own, remember to be realistic and to appreciate that medicine is a challenging career which will not always be easy, and submit something that you yourself are fully pleased with, which best captures your motivations for applying to medicine. So, that's everything that I have to share. The only extra twist for Oxbridge applications is the SAQ, which is a form that's circulated by the university after your application. This is the place where you can specifically say why you want to go to Oxford or Cambridge. So avoid putting any of those informations into your personal statement. Save those details for the SAQ. My advice for the SAQ would be to do your homework on the university's research, resources, and hospitals. For example, I know that for Cambridge, a new children's hospital is currently being built. Now, it would be unwise to assume that it will be ready anytime soon for you yourself to practice in, but it would be appropriate to mention that this represents Cambridge's forward-thinking approach as well as its specialised talent in the area. I hope this video has helped a lot with the personal statement, and I wish you all the best with your application.